Good morning. Listen, I have less than an hour to do this. I have a video recorded podcast this morning. I'm not a morning person. We're going to do the best we can. But I did a mature full beat on TikTok, and it was, done in under 10 minutes. And I know a lot of you like seeing makeup in real time, so I'm going to do the same exact look in real time. And at the end of the video today, there will be a full list of everything I used, including brushes, and you could just screenshot it because it's way too many products to link. It's just too many products, and a lot of people just go and buy from the drugstore, or they go to Ulta, or they go to Amazon, and it's a lot of work for just the pennies of commission I make. So I hope you understand, but I want you to have a list because I want that for you. Okay, so that was Vaseline. If you're new here, age-old Hollywood secret, fills in all the nooks and crannies, prevents makeup from settling in fine lines. It's beautiful. Okay, so let's get started. I'm going right into complexion. I'm going to use the Milani Perfect and Conceal, okay? And, God, it's so bright in here today. And I'm just going to do one pump. And I'm going to start with a little bit on this Morphe brush. Again, at the end of the video, I'll have a list of all the brushes and you'll see the numbers, okay? And I'm just going to kind of go through the center of the face. Now, with the younger women, you're going to see them doing a lighter shade in the center of the face, so they look like they have a spotlight. That doesn't work on us older gals. You know why? Because the lighter we go, the more texture you see. The lighter we go, the more pores. Light colors can settle into our pores, which are getting larger as we get older. So we can't do what the younger women do. We just can't. I'm sorry. I wish we could, but we can't. Okay, so you can see that color it's a fine match. It's fine. It's not the best match in the world, but I'm going to show you what we're going to do to make sure that we have a perfect match, okay? So you see how light my neck is? This is going to be a little too deep and too yellow. That's okay. We're going to take maybe about half a pump. And then I'm going to go in with this LA Girls. Now, in makeup trailers all over the country, where's my Face Atelier? There's a brand that I use called Face Atelier. I don't know where it is, but anyway, it's a brand that every professional makeup artist uses, but LA Girls is great for the average person who doesn't want to spend a lot. Ooh, that's too much white. So I'm going to move some of it over. But see, I'm going to mix my foundation with this light color. And now I'm going to go in with a lighter color just on my jawline. I don't need it, maybe a tiny bit in the middle here. And maybe a little bit on my temples because our temples are receding. So if we go lighter on the temples, it can tend to make us look fuller in the temples, okay? So there we go. Didn't even need a full pump of white. And this is always sold out, but I get it at Ulta, LA Girls, foundation mixing pigment. It's like $6. You'll have it for years. You will have it for years. This is the best hack in the world. If you have foundations that are too dark for you, I want you to get this because you are not going to believe how much it lightens your foundation. And it also cools it down a little bit. So now suddenly I'm not so yellow because I've got this lighter white. Kind of just going through my brows. It's the best hack in the world, and you're welcome, okay? People on TikTok were astounded. They'd never seen anything like that. Okay, now what we do is we look in the magnification mirror. And I'm seeing that, boy, I really need to dermaplane my face. I think I'll do that tonight. Okay, and then I'm gonna make sure that I'm using a sponge, and you don't want it to be too wet. If it's too wet, it's going to make your foundation get crumbly and it might pill. I have excellent skin prep on, so I don't have any pilling whatsoever, but this is just gonna help it like press into the skin and become one with the skin. And because we have that beautiful Vaseline under it, it's just so pretty. And I don't put it on heavy, although you can build it up to a heavier texture, but I would call this medium buildable, but you can get a fuller texture or fuller coverage out of this, okay? A lot of people also ask, what's a full beat? A full beat is something the younger people say, the younger gals or younger men who love to wear makeup. A full beat means heavier coverage, full glam, like heavy glam makeup, and multiple layers. You're layering powders over cream or liquid products for longevity. It's long wearing. It's beautiful in photograph. If you saw my Lindsay Lohan makeup last year, this is basically the same thing. Okay, so there we go. There is my complexion. Now I'm not gonna do concealer right now. I'm gonna do eyes, because if I do concealer, then if I do concealer and then I drop any eye product under my eye, then now I've got to, I'm gonna go in with a little powder. I don't want to create this beautiful concealer only to have my makeup get all over the place. Now I am going to go in with this Milani shadow primer. It's pretty good. Now I know a lot of you have tried probably every shadow primer on the market, and shadows still like break up on you. You still get oily eyes. Some women just have oily eyelids. I don't know what to tell you. In my 30 years of doing makeup, I used to think people weren't doing their products right. They weren't skin prepping correctly. Come to find out, no, some faces just eat makeup, even if they're exfoliated, even if they're well hydrated. If you tend to have larger pores, makeup is not going to stay on quite as well as someone with smaller pores, normal to dry skin. It's just a fact. There's nothing we can do about pore size. And then I've also noticed women who say, you know, every liner, I've tried every liner in the world, nothing stays on me. Yep. I'm sorry that you're crossed to bear in life. Some people just can't keep on certain products. And if you have tried every shadow primer in the world, I'm not trying to tell you like, this is the one that's gonna change your life. It's not. It's nice, it's drugstore, that's why I'm using it. It's not as good as my MAC paint pot, but to be quite honest, if I really checked my makeup with my MAC paint pot on, you know, maybe my eyeshadows also break up. I don't know, because once my makeup's on, I don't really check it too much. Now I like to do brows before complexion, because now even though I powdered my brows, I have makeup in my brows, and so the pencil doesn't want to draw on quite as well. But that's okay, we'll do a softer brow today. I don't want a heavy brow for my, oh, that looks nice. I don't want a heavy brow for my podcast today. I'm doing a podcast with a gal named Holly Hughes, and if I understand correctly, she might be like a therapist or a life coach, and I think she does topics of like mature mindset and, you know, starting over later in life and stuff like that. Okay, so there you go. These are my brows today, and you know what? I actually really like them. This is the L'Oreal Definer pencil. It's really nice. I like this color. What is this color? This color might be dark brown. It doesn't say. Oh, ash brown. That's why I love it. It's so hard to find a good ashy pencil in the drugstore. I find everything leans so like warm. I think that's why I love this ash brown. This is such a great pencil. And when I'm in a hurry, even if I'm doing prestige makeup, sometimes I'll grab this pencil just because I love the shade. It's just a great shade. Oh yeah, that's pretty good. I did a whole video on TikTok, by the way, of how we have to stop trying to make our brows like so perfect. And I showed historical reference through the 80s and 90s of models on the cover of magazines, like most beautiful women in the world who did not have perfect eyebrows, and nobody cared that they weren't like completely symmetrical, matchy. You know what made everyone get hyper focused on how every brow has to match and be perfect? It's YouTube. I blame YouTube, I blame Pinterest, because that's not the real world, okay? This brow is longer and higher, and this one's shorter and lower. And for camera, I can like fudge that and make them look like pretty even, but guess what? Not in person. If I go way outside of the brow here, you're gonna see that in person. And I teach look good close-up makeup. I don't teach social media makeup. So we have got to stop saying your brows don't match, your eyeshadow doesn't match. Everyone's asymmetrical, and we have to really stop. We have to really stop. Okay. I think in my video, I'm gonna have this brow lamination on my list because I use this in my TikTok and I really like brow lamination. But then this arrived this week, and this is the brow glue by NYX, and holy moly, it really laminates. So either one I love, but this is the one that's going to be on the list. Okay, now we're going to go in with shadow. Let me just make sure. We're gonna do eyes real quick. Now, I wanna get a little bit more, I wanna do some powder, right? We just did that eye primer, the Milani eye primer. So now we wanna powder over it because we're gonna put powder on our eyes right now. We have this. So powder blends on powder, okay? Now, the one thing that I wanna do that I didn't do yet is I'm gonna go in with my bronzer first, and I'll show you in a minute. This is the Juvia's Place bronzer liquid butterscotch. It's so good. I really love this bronzer. Okay, so I'm gonna take it on my brush. We're just gonna put it on now because I need it for my eyes. I like to put it on as the first layer, and we're bronzing today. So we're not gonna contour, we're gonna bronzer. I like this because it's kind of a cooler bronzer. It's lighter and cooler. We're gonna push it into the hairline. Now, if you have real silver hair or you're white, I understand you can't always push makeup into your hairline because it'll show. I'm not going in the temples, but I am going to kind of the outer hairline. Okay, I'm gonna go a little on the nose. Okay. I'm not gonna blend it too much. I actually wanna leave it a little like a stripe. But then I'm gonna take the tiniest bit on a littler brush, and I'm gonna go into my crease. I really like going into the crease with a bronzer or contour to start putting in some shape before I add dry shadows. I don't know why I love this, but I love this, and I find my eye makeup stays on longer. And then, you know, it's just a habit. Like sometimes I would just go out like this with lashes, and that's it. Take it down the nose a little bit. See how I'm like really out there on my sides of my eyes? Okay. Anytime I beat my face with a brush or this, my nose starts to run, drives me nuts. Because that's gross. No one wants to see a runny nose. Nobody wants to hear a runny nose. Okay, then remember you gotta powder over it because powder blends on powder, and we're about to use a powder eyeshadow. Okay, I'm gonna take this beautiful color, which looks like kind of like a shell beige, and this is Rich Glitch by Morphe. I'm loving these palettes. I've actually heard some people say they don't like these palettes, and I can't figure out why anyone would not like these palettes. They go on really well, they blend really easily, they come in beautiful shades, they're affordable drugstore, they don't fall all under the eye. I really can't figure out why people say that they don't like these. For drugstore, I think they're excellent. I don't know, maybe people are just too bougie. I mean, these are young people saying, oh, I don't like Morphe eyeshadow. I think Morphe eyeshadows are great. See how I take that pretty high up to the brow bone? I just leave a little bit of peekaboo skin, just a little, because I want to really create dimension. And then I like to take the little light color. It's kind of pearly. It's matte, but it's kind of pearly. So I guess that's not really matte, but it looks completely like a matte. And then when you put it on, it's like, oh, that has a beautiful little pearl in it. And you don't have to use this, but I like a little bit of light in that center of the eye. And then whatever left on the brush, I might take a little bit under the brow. It is nice to have my face on early, I'll tell you that. Okay, and then I'm gonna take this really pretty, beautiful, look at that, beautiful. And it's like this pretty little sheer, kind of cool bronze or gunmetal bronze. It's kind of a silver and bronze mixed together. I'm just doing a little bit on my eyelids just because I think that's so pretty. Okay, so now we need to go in with eyeliner. Oops. Okay, we're gonna use this pencil by Essence. It is called Very Berry, and it is a really pretty plum. And I thought plum was a fun color as we head into fall. I know everyone's kind of obsessed with fall right now, but I know most of us still live in a really hot climate. We still have real warm days here in Nashville. But the mornings and the evenings are starting to get a little crisp, and this is my favorite time of year. I love a warm afternoon with a crisp morning and a crisp evening. And then when you wake up every day, the leaves are starting to change because they need that cold air to start changing the color. It's just so beautiful. You know, as someone who grew up in Southern California my whole life, we didn't have seasons unless you count like wildfires, earthquakes, riots. We didn't have seasons in California. And then when I moved to North Carolina in 2012, you know, now I've lived 13 years on the East Coast. Or now Tennessee. We're not really East Coast, are we? We're kind of more south. Well, we're southeast, and it's just so beautiful. It's so beautiful. I don't think I could ever live where there's not a season. Okay, so I have that pencil on, and that is a gel liner, and they say it's waterproof. Oh, waterproof and long lasting. You know, listen, ladies, these are like $4, so you be the judge. You tell me if you buy this. Please tell me if that works for you. Okay, now I'm going to go in with this gorgeous little smoky amethyst, and I'm going to go in the outer corner. I want to go under the eye. See, this is why I do all of this before concealer. And then I'm going to go in the outer crease. Now, normally we're taught not to put a shimmer ever in the crease. You never want to use a shimmer where you want to recede. You want to create depth. You don't want to use a shimmer. But this is a smoky plum or smoky amethyst, and I think it creates really nice depth even though it's a shimmer. So you'll have to decide for yourself if that's something that you like for yourself. Like, I'm recording, right? I think my HRT patch is not working this week because I am burning up. I am burning up right now. I was burning up all night. And I just put a new patch on Wednesday night, and I'm filming this on a Friday. I should not be having this issue. Okay, do you see that? It gives like some dimension, but in like a really soft way. I love that. What do you think? I'm just gonna get a regular BK Beauty brush because I don't have a Morphe brush right now that's clean to do the blending. So I'm just gonna go in and blend the two together, and now they become one. And that's why I like the bronzer underneath all this, because the bronzer created that depth, so that depth is there. Oh yeah, I feel like I'm having a hot flash right now. Maybe I need to change. I've been on the same estradiol since the day I got on it about 4 years ago. So it might just be I need a higher dosage. But if anything, my doctor said she wants to wean me off, and I'm like, why would we do that? I absolutely love being on HRT. Okay, so there we go. There's the eyes, and I love that. And I'm gonna put lashes on real quick. And normally I don't like to do lashes on camera because it takes too long, but I have them prepped and ready to go, and we're gonna do them so you can watch me, okay? You're welcome. Plus I did a whole lash tutorial on TikTok. So I'll tell you what, I'll move, I think it's under 3 minutes. I could probably move it to YouTube Shorts. Okay, do you see how much glue is on there? Do you see that? I don't know if you can see that. Anyway, it goes on white, and as it starts to turn blue, kind of a light blue, then you can put it on. I think we're doing good on time. In my video that I did with this look on TikTok, I did actually do mascara, but I'm going to be on camera today, so I want to have the fake lashes. But this eye would look beautiful with just mascara. Okay, watch this. I have a little bit of shadow on my under eye. I stick that outer edge down first, and then I go in and stick down the inner edge. And this is such an easy natural band. It doesn't fight you like old school. Like these lashes that are coming out of China, they're so good. I always have these linked on my Amazon. Oh my gosh, I just absolutely adore. I adore this lash. It's called Foxy Manga. Oh yeah, I have some shadow under my eye, and that's why people are like, why do you do eyes first? This is why. Because then when you get shadow under your eye, you got to clean it up. So what's the point of putting complexion on first? Okay. Very nice. Now we're going to do the other one. And then I am going to wear a little bit of mascara, and you'll see, but watch. Are you watching this? Probably need to get a new glue. I have glue in here, but it comes to the point where it starts to get dried out because you get so much glue on the outside of it that, like, I have so much glue around the outside that it doesn't want to. It's like I can't close it anymore. I have a weird little glob right here. Why do I have a weird glob? You just want to make sure there's no weird globs. Okay, you see that? See how it's kind of white? Might even look light blue on camera. As it starts to turn a darker blue and a little bit more clear, then it's time to stick it down. Okay? I'm laughing because I still have bed marks on my face. I do sleep with a special pillow that's made for like neck and it's also made for not mashing your face. So I don't mash my face into my pillow, but I like to pull covers up like this and then kind of do that, and that's why I wake up sometimes. And I always have a satin pillowcase, or I mean a silk. I always have a silk pillowcase because it's good for skin and hair. But if you're pulling up your covers and doing this, you're gonna wake up. I have weird puckery marks on my face right now. Oh, the joys of aging. It'll be hours before it's gone, you know, hours before, because we have no collagen. Okay, this under eye is good. It's a little less dirty from the shadows. Okay. All right. So those are my Foxy Manga prettiest lashes in the world. I can post a link. Okay, there we go. Now I'm gonna take my little Saint brush. They're the only one in the world that's this tiny. I've always used bigger, much bigger brushes, but this is the best mascara brush, the mascara fan, because watch this. Now I have a little mascara on here, and I can go in and I'm just coating my natural lashes lightly, because my natural lashes are dark brown and then they have lighter tips. I noticed as I'm getting older, the tips of my lashes are getting lighter. I don't like that, do you? You know, our eyes get less colorful as we get older. Our skin gets less colorful as we get older. It's just not always easy, but that's what makeup's for. We can paint life back on our face and feel so cute. And I found that there's a huge group of women out in the world that they don't want natural makeup. They want a full beat. And that's why my videos right now are doing hundreds of thousands of views on TikTok, because women are like, oh my gosh, thank you for full glam makeup. Because I guess they're just not seeing a lot of mature women on TikTok do full glam makeup. Now, definitely on YouTube. This full glam makeup on YouTube is nothing new to mature women, but it is on other platforms. Okay, so there we go. My eyes are done and that feels really pretty. Okay, now we're gonna go in with color corrector. Yes, we are. And I'm gonna use orange, papaya. This is Morphe Papaya. I'm using this teeny tiny little brush. Why? Because we don't need much. We don't need much. I'm just, now remember I have the Vaseline on. How am I doing on time? Okay, I'm okay. I'm just gonna paint it right there where I need it. See? Some of you have peach color correctors and they're not really covering your darkness, and that's because your darkness is overwhelming the peach. So that's where we need to step it up to the next level, and we need to go more orange peach. And this Morphe is perfect because it still works on Caucasian skin, but it will also work on deeper Hispanic, deeper Asian, light skin black. This will work on a lot of different skin. Okay, and I'm gonna paint a little bit around the nose because I have broken capillaries. And that cancels the kind of blue pink, and then I can go in with a tiny bit of, look, I can even go in with my foundation brush. Okay, do you see how we have that on? That should look a little crazy. You want that to look a little crazy, okay? You're gonna have a lot left over too. That's a lot left. I don't need all that, okay? Now we get to go in with concealer. Now this is Morphe. I'm gonna use the color Sand, and I'm gonna tell you right now, it's really beautiful. It is a beautiful, I don't know where my concealer brush is. Maybe we'll use this one. Is this? Alright, we're just gonna have to use, I don't have time to fuss, we're gonna have to use a different brush. My Morphe brushes are starting to get confused. Okay, we're gonna put a little bit on the back of our hand. We're never applying this to the face. It's too much product. And then I'm gonna take this little, I like eyeshadow brushes for concealer because they kind of get into the nooks and crannies. But remember, we have that beautiful Vaseline doing a floating layer. So now watch this. We're gonna take it up. I'm kind of going in the middle there just because I have some veins. See, take it up. Okay. And now the concealer is beautifully blending over that color corrector. I am just lightly blending the two together with my ring finger because the ring finger uses the least amount of pressure, just lightly, because I don't want to lift off any color corrector. Okay. Now, I think what I did on TikTok is I actually used setting spray. I used setting spray over the color corrector before the concealer. But I didn't do that here, and that's okay. You can do it either way. We're gonna definitely do setting spray soon. Okay? And there, look, let's go around the nose. We got some. And look at that under eye. And we didn't go too light, ladies. We cannot go too light under the eye or it's gonna show all the age, all the texture. But this is a winning combination, and you can get both of these for cheaper than a prestige concealer. And when you have Vaseline under it, it makes this look like an expensive bougie concealer. Because you know my favorite concealer is my French face. I don't know where French face is, but that's my favorite. Okay, so we have the bronzer on. Now we're gonna do some liquid blush. And we only need, seriously, 1 dot because it's crazy amount. And then watch this. I'm not going too heavy with it because I do have to look good in person today. I'm going shopping later. Okay, hold on. Oh, I went in for another dot. Now let me tell you, this blush is so big. You will have this for the rest. You're never gonna use this up. You're gonna have this for the rest of your life, okay? I'm not kidding you. This Juvia's Place is incredibly pigmented. It's very long wearing. It's probably under 15 bucks. I don't remember the exact price. But Juvia's Place is at Ulta. I'm surprised how many people don't think Ulta is drugstore. Ulta has an entire beauty drugstore section. So when people say that's not drugstore, yeah, it is. It's Ulta Beauty Drugstore. And you'll have brands at Ulta Beauty that aren't necessarily in a regular drugstore. That's why I love Ulta Beauty so much. Now, if you don't live near one, then, you know, that's why sometimes you have to rely on people like me who can show you colors and the texture and show you how pretty it is. Okay, so now I'm just kind of lightly tapping that. And then remember our trick, if you ever feel like, uh-oh, a little too much, take your foundation brush and just go over it. But I think this is a nice amount, okay? Now, I'm gonna put on my lip liner. I'm gonna put on my lip liner because we're gonna powder the face. And we're also gonna do a little, these are the new Morphe lip products. Morphe's killing me this year. They came out with these beautiful brushes that are gorgeous. That's pretty. This color is called Girl Talk. That won't be on my screenshot list because I decided to switch it up today and use the new Morphe. And then this one is called Petal. I know some of you probably think I'm so boring with my lips because I always do nude, but that's because I like to play up the eyes. So if I'm playing up the eyes, then I really play down the lips. Okay, in a minute I'm going to put on gloss to bring some life, but what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to do the NYX. Just see how much I put on. Some of you aren't putting on enough setting spray, okay? So we're gonna let that dry in real time so you can see how long it takes. You can use a little motorized fan. You can get them on Amazon, or I like to use this because it makes me feel good. Plus this is cooling off my hot flash. By the way, that passed. My hot flash passed. Okay, I feel nice and dry. I'll tell you what I need. I need some water. I started drinking protein water so I can get more protein into my life. Do any of you do that? It's so weird to me that you can get protein in your water. Okay, so here's what we have to do right now. We have to powder the face lightly because now that, and I'm real strategic where I powder too. I'm powdering, powder blends on powder. So I'm about to go in with powder bronzer, and I'm about to go in with powder blush because we're layering and it's gonna lock everything in, okay? And you have to powder everything in order to put powder products. I don't want too much in my nasolabial folds because that's when it starts getting, it can look dry and cakey. But remember, we have our beautiful Vaseline on. This is looking even better than my TikTok. I'm loving this. I think I'm going a little light-handed for this one. I think maybe I was a little heavy-handed on my TikTok, but that's okay. Okay, so now I'm gonna take a little bit of Butter Bronzer by NYX, and we're sweeping it on because powder sweeps better. If you go in and start patting it like it's a cream, it kind of gets stuck, and you can even see the brush pattern on your face. So I like to sweep it on. Then once it's blended, then you can go in and you can pat it a little bit. But there you go, see? And I know that might look a little crazy with my hair up. We'll put my hair down in a minute, but it kind of shortens a high. Now, you don't have to do the top of your forehead. I do because I have a very I have a 5 head, okay? And then we're gonna sweep a little bronzer. I like to go under the chin and down the neck a little. Sweep a little bronzer. Okay, just a little bit. But what it's doing is it's locking in that liquid bronzer. And this is why it's called a full beat, because you're just locking everything in with pigmented powder products over pigmented cream and liquids. And it's just going to make it last forever. And it's so beautiful in photograph, I cannot even tell you. Now I'm gonna take the L'Oreal, I think this is called Confident Pink, I can't remember, but it's in the screenshot. And we're taking the littlest bit. This is such a unique brush. I would never use this for creams and liquids, but it's perfect for powder. See how I'm sweeping it? Look at that. It gives you you look airbrushed. That's another thing. The full beat, you will look airbrushed. It's not my normal look here on my channel. You know I like a little bit more of a natural. I like skin to look like skin. This is different. This is more maybe special occasion, or some women have been telling me this is the amount of makeup they wear on a daily basis. So I want to be here to help those women. Because this is fun. There we go. Okay, one thing I'm noticing right off the bat is my upper lip looks too light. So that's when I'll take the powder bronzer and go on my upper lip. And then now it's not so light and you see less lip lines that way, okay? Then I'm gonna go in with this beautiful plumping gloss by L'Oreal. It's called Plump Ambition. It's like a sheer pink, but like clear. It's really more clear. But it plumps, but not in like giving you a heart attack way or a panic attack. And there we go. What do we think? I'm gonna lock it all in. I'm gonna lock it all in. This gets so much controversy. Have you guys noticed that about this? I see so much controversy about the setting spray. I love it for locking everything in. I really love it for locking. Just want to make sure my nose. Oh, you know what else? These Morphe. Oh my gosh, these are so beautiful. These Morphe powders. They look so much like Hourglass. They just give like almost like a candlelit airbrush look to the face. They're kind of like a highlighter. Let me see, what is this brush? I don't know what this brush is, but I'm just kind of going like on the tops of my cheeks. We don't want too much brow products near the crow's feet. I noticed a lot of mature creators that Botox around their eyes, and that's fine. I've done that before. I just don't like the look because then my eyes don't smile, and I like smiling eyes. But I notice a lot of people put tons of highlighter and blush around the eye because they're heavily Botox. They don't have crow's feet. So pay attention to people who have crow's feet in your age category and people who don't, because if they're putting blush and highlighter around their eyes, that's gonna look pretty because they don't smile. But when you smile and have crow's feet, that's not cute to have a bunch of blush and highlighter caught in your crow's feet, and it only enhances your crow's feet, okay? So that's why I'm just keeping it kind of down here, and that's it. Maybe a little above the eyebrow, but these are really pretty. Those are like a highlighting powder by Morphe, okay? All right, we're gonna lock it. Guess what? My battery just died on my camera, and I do not have time for a new battery. I just don't have time for that. So we're gonna do this. So this part of the video, I'm using my iPhone, so you're gonna notice a difference in quality, color, everything. Everything, you're gonna notice a difference, okay? And then, looks good though, looks good. What do we think? I think this looks good. I look a little bit more shiny on camera, but I'm looking here in my magnification mirror and I look more airbrushed and I don't look shiny at all. Like zero, maybe a little glow. I have a little glow in person, but I really truly look more airbrushed in real life than I do on camera. But then again, this is HD camera, and HD camera is not really our friend. It's just not. Okay. A lot of people ask for my jewelry links. I don't have jewelry links, but I get most of my jewelry on Amazon, and then I also mix expensive with Amazon, so I'm always mixing. I might have one really expensive piece on and then just a bunch of Amazon necklaces mixed in, but I've never put links together for any of my jewelry, so I don't have time today to post a link, but eventually I'll start posting links for my jewelry because I am asked about it a lot. That's a really pretty lip, the Morphe. I did not do that in my TikTok, and I'm glad I did it today. They're beautiful. They come in so many colors. Hold on, let me show you. Look at this. These are the lipsticks. And my daughter stole one of them, and then the other one is mine that I took out of here. So I'm really impressed with Morphe. I'm really impressed. The brushes are so good. They're as good as anything high-end that I have. Their concealer and color corrector are so good. Their shadows are so good. I'm telling you, it's so impressive. Now let's see how this looks close up in a magnification mirror. Pretty good, but guess what? Because of the powder, I'm not loving how my nasal labial folds look, and right here. So that's okay, because here's what we're gonna do. I just go back in, I take a tiny bit of Vaseline. It looks great in the mirror, and it'll look great on my video today for my podcast that I'm doing. But I like to look good close up in person. So I'm gonna go wherever I had powder. Okay, let's see. My under eyes look great. Oh yeah, my under eyes look incredible. Oh, you know what I didn't do? I didn't set my under eye. Now, I've done this before. Where, let me see. I will take a little bit of this Morphe, just the tiniest bit, and I'll go right here where I crease, and then right out here. And I feel like it really prevents the concealer from getting caught in our little creases. Okay, that's it. I don't do the whole under eye, just in that middle part. Look how glowy I am on camera. I do not look like that in this mirror. So you're gonna have to trust me. It's not this glowy in person, but it's so glowy. I'm not mad at it, but in person I look more airbrushed, and I have a natural finish, not a dewy finish. And I know my hair's messy, but guess what? That's my look. That's just my look. Okay, there we go. Okay, thank you for being here. I hope you enjoyed that full beat. This is so beautiful on camera. It photographs beautiful. It's beautiful for video. And some of you, this is just an everyday look for you. I mean, I could have gone heavier with the eye makeup, but I want to keep it a little bit more realistic because I am going out later today and shopping. So I just wanted you to see how a mature woman does a full beat, and it still looks very, very beautiful close up. Oh yeah, that looks so much better now. I can't stand when my marionette lines are really pronounced. I need that to be really beautiful close up and in person, okay? Thank you for being here. Thank you for watching. I'm gonna put the screenshot right now at the end of this video of all the products I used, and also the Morphe brushes. The only thing I changed today is I did change my lips to the Morphe. This is Girl Talk and this is Petal, okay? Everything else is exactly the same as I did on my TikTok, okay? And if you want to watch a short version, you can go to TikTok and watch this in 10 minutes. But this is all Drugstore because I care about your budget and mine, okay? God loves you. I love you. See you next week. Bye for now.